Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Hold up. Bear with me. Damn. Hope you guys are doing good today, man. Hope you guys are doing real good today. I'm chilling. I'm doing great. Okay, I'll pull this up. We good? Are we good? Guys, we might be good. We might be good. Oh, no! Turn it back on. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, bro. Shit is so ass. This shit is so ass. Whole ass dog doing that, by the way. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. We started early today. We started significantly early today. Compared to yesterday. Of course. Okay. Let's get into this. We got some things that we're going to do today. What was it gonna be? One, we're gonna watch some of these videos. We're not gonna watch this whole video because that shit just looks long as fuck, and I'm just not gonna watch it if I'm gonna be 100% honest. Then I got these other two videos played, and then I want to go through my stream library because I want to start playing some games. There's gonna be a couple games that I'm gonna be getting. I don't know which ones. I'm gonna change the stream name afterwards, so I'm gonna have that set up. Because your suggestions are wanted. Your suggestions will be wanted. Let's get into this, man.
The definition of one-hit wonder is a group or singer that has only one hit record. Typically, after one of their earliest songs blows up, one-hit wonders find it hard to follow up with a record impressive or catchy enough to maintain that hype, which typically results in them falling off right after. So today we're going to be looking into 5 one-hit wonders and seeing what they're up to nowadays. Starting off with CJ and his hit song YOUUUUU. Real quick, I just want to explain my criteria for these one-hit wonders, which is an artist that has a hit, a song that at least went platinum, and then doesn't have a song come even close to that, like not even having a song go gold. Also, if you're new here, my name is Manny Balls. I'm going to be posting a video every Sunday at 12 p.m. CST, so if you like music, make sure to stick around and subscribe.
Yes,
now let's get into it.
Yes, sir.
I saw some movie.
CJ is a rapper who many know for his song YOUUUUU and literally nothing else. People literally refer to him as CJ parentheses YOUUUUU because they don't know any other songs from him. So CJ began his rap career as a kid and started posting music to YouTube and SoundCloud when he was just 14 years old. He released a handful of songs over the years and saw a little buzz after he likely paid for a 6ix9ine feature for the song Pop in 2018.
So that's what I'm saying. That's my story. People think that the YOUUUUU song was my first song that I ever made and I just blew up. Nah, you gotta do your research. I gotta do your homework. I've been doing this for years, 10 years plus. I just happened to create YOUUUUU and it happened to be the song that blew up.
But other than that little bit of information, he was relatively unknown and hardly had much music out. Until, of course, he released his drill song YOUUUUU in July of 2020.
Look at that. Look at that, man.
This song was a music out. Until, of
Look at that. 460 million views.
Of course, he released his drill song YOUUUUU in July of 2020. This song was a smash hit, blowing up on YouTube and TikTok. It featured a catchy hook and a sample that had already been used by drill legend Pop Smoke, King Von, FBG Duck, and more. The YouTube video has over 450 million views, and the song itself went 2 times platinum. Shortly after the virality of this song, he signed a deal with Warner Records. He followed up YOUUUUU with the song.
How does that work? How do you go 2 times platinum? How does that work? Is it something along the lines of? Let me see if I can guess it. I'm gonna guess it. Try and search it up. I'm assuming after, let's say this thing hits top of the charts, right? Hits top of the charts. You hit that ability to hit platinum. Then the previous following month also would be the same thing. You would hit those record high numbers again on that same song. Is that what that is?
Bop,
After
which
previous
did all
cycles?
right.
Let's see if we can. Let's see. What is it? Let's see. Sorry, much American certification units. This line is provided. I'm assuming. I don't know. This is what I'm getting. This is what I'm getting. Obviously, just the fucking. But yeah, cool pilot shit. Certification type career. We don't need to go. We could just watch that too. Let's see. Wow as fuck.
Hi, this is Alicia from Full Circle Music. I'm coming to you from our recording studio in Nashville, Tennessee, and we're here to answer your questions about the music industry. You guys asked, what does it mean for a song to go gold, platinum, or even multi-platinum? So according to the Recording Industry Association of America, who gives out these certifications, an album or a song reaches gold status when it sells over 500,000 units. And then it goes platinum when it reaches over 1 million units. And then the multi-platinum is when it multiplies each million from there.
Okay.
Thanks for watching.
Right. I was kind of right. I don't think I was 100% there, but I guess I was there with the whole previous thing making more than the previous one. But it's clearly more, I guess it's more than that. But
and then released his album Loyalty Over Royalty, which did not perform well at all when compared to his previous hit. With single after single, CJ was struggling to replicate the success he saw with Whoopty until he eventually parted ways with Warner Records.
We had our differences with the label, and we decided to part ways. I'm gonna leave it at that.
But I do want to clarify, a lot of people.
It don't work like that, people. At least most of the time. If you weren't able to hit the next mark, I guess that's just the most respectable way of saying, like, hey, listen, I got let go. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to be like, I guess nobody want to be like, I couldn't make it because I just didn't have the right skill set.
People who aren't doing so hot like to rephrase being dropped by their label as parting ways or having disagreements. It's very possible that CJ was dropped. Hello Yassine even claimed that he was dropped, but I'm not sure how accurate that is. Regardless, things started going downhill for CJ for a couple of reasons. One of the main reasons that he couldn't replicate his success was because he just jumped on a trend. A Reddit user explained fairly well why Whoopty blew up like it did and why he couldn't create a hit like it again. They said, Whoopty came out 2020, months after Pop Smoke died. Keeping it a grand, after Pop Smoke died, people were desperate for another drill star. That's why that shit plus Dusty Locane's shit got millions of views quick, and that was their first songs. After Pop Smoke died, one of the most popular drill artists, there was a huge longing for more hard-hitting, aggressive drill songs, and people began trying to fill that void. Whoopty was literally made off a Pop Smoke type beat, so it's pretty obvious what market CJ was trying to dip his toes into. It was actually his first drill song. There was also another controversy going on with CJ where
first things first too, but like that's the thing though. Like I guess because it was just catchy. The thing is, even if Pop Smoke didn't die, I still think it could have still blown up to some success. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, to say that maybe it did drag a little longer. Maybe it dragged a little bit longer because of Pop Smoke's death. Maybe that's the case. But as far as anything else, I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to give him more credit where credit's due. I like to give him more credit where credit's due. And I didn't know Pop Smoke was that big. That motherfucker was listening to him like that.
Many people were accusing him of being a fake gangster. I'm not going to go too much into detail about this, but a lot of people lost respect for CJ because of this.
Because like I said, I didn't want to get pigeonholed. I caught myself getting too deep into that drill shit. And I'm like, yo, I gotta remember, I'm not a drill artist, bro. Like, I'm over here beefing with drill rappers and this and that about the drill music. So I'm like, yo, bro, like, what am I doing? Like, I'm sitting here like holding myself into this little circle. Meanwhile, there's a whole world and a whole other genre out there, you know what I'm saying, that I could be working with. So that's why I just started just doing my own thing.
On the comments of that interview with DJ Academics, people were saying things like, he basically realized he isn't about that life and he regrets riding the drill wave and probably—
Bro, what is up with people on doing that, bro? What is up with people on doing that? People always do shit like that. The fact that bro, like, he came out, I think, of course he realized. I don't think he expected anything to really backfire on him, you know what I'm saying? Of course he realized. He basically realized he isn't about that life and regretted riding the drill wave. I feel like that's more warranted, or somebody just like, man, nah, it's just shit, man, this shit just, you know, I'm trying to think of something like what they'd probably say. Just wouldn't even admit the fact that they got too deep. You know what I'm saying? That they got too deep. You know what I'm saying? They would just immediately just do the thing. That's the thing. I don't think these people would say anything. They would just kind of just do it, and they would just kind of fall into that line. This I can't say. Probably rappers, you can't be fake. It's all it is. That's all it is.
The problem with rap is you can't be fake street. Once it's exposed, it's over. He's basically the Spanish Slim Jesus. Since all of this went down, CJ hasn't released any music of his own since January of 2023. He hasn't posted on Instagram since then, other than a few IG stories here and there. So for now, it looks like CJ has gone MIA. He does have a very young career though, so the chance of him making a comeback is definitely possible, but with how much people just dislike him or straight up forgot about him, it's pretty unlikely.
What you know about rolling down in the deep?
Masked Wolf is an artist whose name you probably don't even recognize, but I promise you've heard his viral TikTok song Astronaut in the Ocean, so I think that sums this up pretty well. Masked Wolf is an Australian artist who has actually been putting out music for a long time. He started playing instruments as a kid and writing songs when he was 13. However, it wasn't until 2018, when he was 27 years old, that he signed to Teamwork Records and released his first official single, Speed Racer. He quickly followed that up with the song Astronaut in the Ocean in 2019, but it didn't blow up back then. It took a handful more singles for Masked Wolf to get signed to the US-based record label Elektra Records in 2021. After signing to Elektra, he re-released Astronaut in the Ocean, and it went super viral. It hit number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100 and eventually went 2 times platinum. TikTok was a huge aid in this song's virality, along with pretty much every other social media platform.
You may have heard these lyrics repeated again and again and again and again and again and again and again in various places across the internet. It is a track that seemingly you can't really escape from right now.
However, one of the main reasons the song was so viral was because, in part, this song was a pretty big meme. A lot of people did like it, don't get me wrong, but there was definitely some meminess to it in the general music community. I mean, one of the top comments on the song's music video is, "I heard this song in my dreams for about 10 minutes straight, but then I remembered I had YouTube Shorts playing in the background and forgot to turn off my phone." I think that emphasizes where this song gets its infamy. Hivemind even had it in their worst songs of all time bracket, so that's gotta say something.
Song where he says, like, I rock with G-O-D, don't rock with T-H-O-T.
No.
Yeah, he said he loves God and he doesn't like thought. I don't know if those are the exact words, but he definitely spells out G-O-D and then right away spells out T-H-O-T. It's like usually God and the devil are raging inside you, but then for him it's God and thoughts.
Yeah, hey, Masked Wolf is awesome. And this song, honestly, this song's only grown on me over time.
That's fair.
Yeah, I actually used to watch their videos. I didn't watch many. I maybe like watch like one. I say watch their videos like if I go, you've been binge watching them shits, you know, back. Now maybe watch maybe like a collective of like 5 of their videos. These guys are funny. I like them.
So the fact that so many people hated this song, or at least didn't take it seriously, really didn't help Masked Wolf's future career. He followed up Astronaut in the Ocean with a few singles and then his debut studio album, Astronomical. But those songs did not perform nearly as well as his hit single did. Like I've emphasized throughout this video, it's hard to live up to that success no matter who you are, but it's especially difficult when you're relatively unknown. Masked Wolf said that he was a big rap fan growing up and was really inspired by artists like Kendrick, so he wanted to be like them. But he said Astronaut in the Ocean wasn't received as seriously as a song from someone like Kendrick would be, so his label wanted him to do something different. He said his label had him going different routes, trying to recreate a hit, and it wasn't working out. So him and his label parted ways and he went independent.
You're independent now, right? Does that mean that you fulfilled your contract with Elektra, or did you part ways amicably?
We mutually part.
Dude, why do people say that?
Gotcha.
You got let go.
It was on both sides. However people want to take that or whatever that means, go for it. But at the end of the day, I'm not bound to them. They are not bound to me.
The way he said it also makes it seem like it's possible he was dropped, but who knows. Regardless, Masked Wolf is now independent and trying to keep putting out music that is fulfilling to him. He seems fully aware of the situation he's in. He knows that Astronaut in the Ocean was a big TikTok song, and that regardless, Masked
He don't come out of it. He don't, at least he don't.
Wolf is now independent and trying to keep putting out music that is fulfilling to him. He seems fully aware of the situation he's in. He knows that Astronaut in the Ocean was a big TikTok song, and that it's important that people know him rather than just the first few lines from the song that blew up on TikTok. And just like CJ, his career is young, so who knows where it could go from here. Trinidad James is a rapper that's best known for his song All Gold Everything from 2012, but by 2018 he had admitted on the No Jumper podcast that he had fallen off. Things happened pretty quick for Trinidad James. He began looking at
it's so interesting. Why do I feel like I would have heard more of this guy? I guess because that song was just like pretty popular. I felt like for some reason I feel like I've heard more of this guy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I've seen him, not seen him, but I feel like I would have heard a couple of his songs, but most likely not. Most likely not.
And writing lyrics after high school, and in 2011 he started rapping. He got invited to a studio session but didn't like the quality of the studio he was in, so he invested in a premium studio session in which he recorded his song All Gold Everything. He released it as his debut single in 2012 and it went viral. He also released his debut album Don't Be Safe, but that paled in comparison to the success of All Gold Everything. The single peaked at 36 on the Billboard Hot 100, and like many of the other songs on this list, it went platinum. And when an artist has a hit song like this, the labels come calling. He quickly signed to Def Jam for a $2 million deal. In early 2013, the song got a remix with T.I., Young Jeezy, and 2 Chainz. Also, fun fact that you probably already know or maybe didn't notice, but Bruno Mars interpolated All Gold Everything on his song Uptown Funk. Trinidad's career was going very well. He started collaborating with other artists like Logic, Gucci Mane, Wale, and most notably A$AP Ferg on the Work remix alongside French Montana, A$AP Rocky, and Schoolboy Q. And I guess I broke my rule here a little bit because this song also went platinum, and he did have another one go gold. Also in 2013, Trinidad James made the XXL freshman class, which was a pretty big deal at the time. Although his cipher
y'all don't want to be paying attention to, bro. That's a shame. Look at that. That's cool, right? That's this thing. My God, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's this thing right here. See that? Pretty cool, right? That's the thing. I didn't know it was. I thought it was dead. Oh shit. Shit, bright as a motherfucker. Okay. All right, cool. There we go. That's that one. Now that makes me think. Now I'm curious about the other thing.
Was a bit underwhelming. In 2014, he released his second project, 10-Piece Mild, with features from artists like Sci-Hi, Travis Scott, Danny Brown, Rich Homie Quan, Gucci Mane, Childish Gambino, and more. Despite the massive feature lineup, this album didn't perform super well and received mixed reviews. And afterwards, Trinidad didn't release music for a while. Around this time, he was dropped by his label, which he announced in a tweet by saying, "I should tell y'all, I got dropped from my label. My album is now free. If you hear your beat or verse on it, I hope you want dap because I got no money." Which I gotta say I respect, because like we've seen other people possibly do on this list, a lot of people tend to lie when they're dropped by their label. He was also in some hot water for some comments he made about New York and had a little bit of a beef with Charlemagne, but that didn't seem to be the main reason his career began to decline. Some people thought it was, but he didn't fully agree with that take either.
Right. So when I went back and looked at that New York situation, I look at that as like, oh damn, y'all got to just see an angry black man talking this shit. And you get to learn that if you allow social media to tell your narrative, like I talked about just to say that earlier, a second ago, or whatever, then you f***ed.
But what's cool about Trinidad James' story is how he was able to turn that negative into a positive. He didn't stop releasing music, created his own label, Gold Gang Records, and also had a handful of industry connections that he was able to utilize. He continued releasing music with people like Offset, Lil Dicky, Young Thug, and many more. His music never got nearly as close to the success of All Gold Everything, but he was able to use his skills to make other big moves in the industry. For example, he did some writing on Bad Baby's High Bit, which was a huge song, and he also featured in Childish Gambino's screenplay, Clapping for the Wrong Reasons. He also guest starred on an episode of Full Size Run, a sneaker podcast on Complex, and he eventually began working with them regularly.
It just kind of popped up, bro. Like I did this show as a guest.
You just never gotta stop, bro.
And then my accountant was like,
"Hey, bro, get to know people.
Maybe you should
maybe
go up there and do the show."
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
And I was like, I don't need that money. Or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I was thinking about the money. I wasn't thinking like how I need to think, which is like business.
It seemed to work out well since Trinidad was a pretty big fashion guy. He's also just been posting a ton of content on YouTube outside of music videos, so it really does seem like he's still having fun and keeping himself busy. And his latest music is actually pretty good. He's been tapped in with the music industry and really just seems like a cool guy having fun with his music.
That's good. That's good.
Silento is probably the best example of a one-hit wonder, because after creating the viral hit song and dance with Watch Me, he fell off the map and later ended up in jail for murder. So Silento began his career in 8th grade.
Man, let's regather ourselves after that, man. That's such a crazy tipping point, man. Okay.
Working with small producers, making music and posting it online. Eventually, when he was a junior in high school, he found a guy named Bolo the Producer and made a song that he knew would be a hit. He started getting in contact with promotion companies and eventually signed with Capitol Records as they believed in the hit potential of this song. Capitol Records wanted to try a new campaign leveraging the popularity of songs that encouraged the listeners to do a unique dance, which was really popular at the time. Then they released the song Watch Me with Nene. After being released on January 6th of 2015, as I'm sure you all know, this song and dance became the biggest thing in the world. Watch Me went 6 times platinum and has about 2 billion views on YouTube. And if you weren't there at the time, everyone was doing this dance. Even old white dudes on the news were doing it.
Watch me whip, whip, watch me Nene. All right. Watch me. See? Feels very awkward, doesn't it?
The song remained in the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100 for over 6 weeks, and for a brief period of time, Silento was.
You know one thing about songs like that. I think the reason he knew it was gonna be popular because this could have all been around the time of when songs were like when it's like a song has to have like a special dance to it. I don't think you can continue a career off of that, at least a very long lasting one. Because everything comes to, if you can make a dance viral enough, like that one, you know what I'm saying? That seems miserable. That seems fucking miserable.
On top of the world, but unfortunately it is extremely hard to live up to what Silento did. Watch Me wasn't popular because he was necessarily a good artist or because it was a good song, but because it was a fun song accompanied with a fun dance, which is nearly impossible to replicate. So Silento's career began to decline. In 2018, he followed up with his debut album Fresh Out of High School, in which most songs didn't even crack 100,000 plays on Spotify. Understandably, Silento had been dealing with some mental health issues during this time. He grew up in Stone Mountain, Georgia, a small town with a big drug problem. He even claimed that he was born with a bunch of drugs in his system.
I was born with weed, coke, heroin, pills, all type of drugs in my system. I saw family members talking to walls. I watched family members fight. I watched family members try to kill each other. Nobody should have to watch that.
Combine all that trauma with knowing that you can never live up to the viral hit song you made, knowing that your 15 minutes of fame are over, and it makes sense why he began to spiral downward. He was actually dropped by Capitol Records before his debut album even released, once they had finished milking as much money as they could from Watch Me with merch, tours, concerts, and everything in between.
At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I was 17, but I'm 20 now, and you know, the deal I had, I got it terminated. I got a release. I got away from that situation. I'm working on me a new situation right now. And yeah.
Well, he may have acted like everything was cool on the outside. On the inside, it wasn't. He talked about his mental health issues in 2019 on the advice of his publicist, Chanel Hudson. She said that she noticed a decline in his mental health when he started missing important TV appearances and attributed it to how often he was traveling around the world and performing. Apparently, he even tried taking his own life after the pandemic hit, which was followed by an even further spiral downward. He was put in jail twice in California for domestic violence and gun charges and was later arrested for speeding, going over 140 miles per hour. Then Silento hit the lowest of lows when he caught a murder charge. In 2021, Silento was indicted for malice murder, felony murder, aggravated assault, and the possession of a firearm while committing a felony. He was accused of killing his cousin Frederick Rooks.
Look at his eyes, bro. Them shits are cooked. Them shits are cooked, bro. Bro been hiding a lot of that. First things first, that's crazy, man. I wonder if that's one of those situations where I think just a product of your environment, and just like no good leaders to help you, to lead you. Just nobody good by his side, and like I said, having all those eyes, and maybe that one moment, that one small moment that's like, yes, I'm gonna get out, and then just going right back to it. It probably caused so much depression and pain, man. Damn, that sucks. Damn, that sucks.
Very little info on this case, and I don't think he's been sentenced yet. But in 2021, he did release an album called Bars Behind Bars, in which most songs didn't even crack 10,000 plays on Spotify. Other than a leaked jail photo, there is no information surrounding Silento's whereabouts lately. But I think it's safe to assume he's awaiting trial. Please let me know in the comments if I'm wrong about this and there's more information. I just threw these guys on the list because I thought it was funny, but I'm sure some of you have wondered at one point or another what happened to the guys who made the What Does the Fox Say song, so let's check it out. Also, I'm probably not going to pronounce any of their names correctly, so forgive me in advance. Ylvis is a duo composed of two Norwegian brothers, Vegard and Bard Urheim. They were always very into music, playing multiple instruments and even being in their school's choir. Under the name Ylvis, they started doing variety shows, radio shows, and a bunch of other things after high school, displaying their range of talent. After doing a few variety shows, in 2010 they did another that sold out, and they also launched a comedy talk show. After their talk show was renewed for a second season.
It's my bad. I know I keep pausing, but it's funny. This is one of those songs. I think this is a good example of one of those songs where it's like, okay, you hear it once, cool, but you got those goofy cornball kids, the ones that are constantly playing this song like what, and they're just singing it repeatedly, back to back, over and over and over and over and over again, and they're just singing very specific parts about the song. Like, bro, shut the fuck up, bro. You lame, corny ass piece of shit.
They created a production company and continued working on their comedy talk show. And that's how their famous song, The Fox, came to be. Songs like The Fox and Stonehenge were made for the show or to promote the show as parody and or comedy songs along with the music videos. But they were also uploaded to YouTube and streaming services where they would eventually go viral. The Fox, or What Does the Fox Say in particular, was extremely successful, as I'm sure you have all heard it, and it has over 1 billion views on YouTube. It also peaked at number 6 on the US Billboard Hot 100 for 3 weeks, so you may be surprised to find out that the song hasn't even gone platinum. So I'm kind of breaking my rule here as it only went gold. However, I believe this song goes beyond plaques, as I think it was a generational joke song that everyone loved. They got invited onto the Ellen DeGeneres show, Jimmy Fallon.
That's why the downfall came. Anybody go on Ellen's show, you've already got 90% of your energy sucked. Come on, bro. That's Ellen DeGenerate, sis. You know what I'm saying? She is the degenerate of the TV world. You know what I'm saying? Just you want success, you shouldn't be going on Ellen's show. Does it do good things for your career? Maybe, but I don't think everybody could take advantage of that. Not everybody could take advantage of that, people.
The Today Show, and much more. They even won a few awards for their music. But as I'm sure you may have noticed, music wasn't their sole focus, as these were two comedy songs from their talk show, so clearly they had it made in other avenues. They continued releasing music and even put out an album that was a collection of all of their popular songs from YouTube, but none of their songs got nearly as much traction as The Fox did. On the bright side, it didn't seem like Ylvis really wanted to be huge superstar musicians in the first place, as they had many other things they were doing, and it seems like they're still pretty popular across the pond. For example, in 2018, they released a documentary series called Stories from Norway, where they took big headline stories from Norway and turned them into musical documentaries. And much more recently, they started creating content for VGTV, which is Norway's largest streaming service. So it seems like the boys from Ylvis are doing great. Anyways, I just wanted to include them in this video because I thought it was funny and I was kind of curious what they were up to. And while Ylvis was a project for fun and did their own thing eventually, the same can't be said for Designer. Now, everyone always calls Designer a one-hit wonder because Panda was huge, but to be fair, Timmy Turner was huge. I like that one, and it did go platinum, so I think he's a two-hit wonder, if anything. Like,
let me hold up, guys. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 second. Be right back. Let me go. That's for the things that we're gonna be playing. So we're gonna change stream to that. It shouldn't be too long. It shouldn't be long at all, in fact. Give me 1 second. Oops.
Like I said though, Panda was huge, and eventually it went 5 times platinum. In 2016, Designer was on top of the world, but nowadays rumors have floated around that he had to register as a offender due to an incident on a plane. Actually, there was a bit of misinformation there, but I'll explain it later. So, how did Designer get here? Well, let's check it out. Designer had been making music for a little bit and saw some buzz with his song Zombie Walk, but he first saw insane success after releasing his debut commercial single Panda. First released on SoundCloud, then shortly after uploaded to iTunes, this song, as I'm sure you all know, was a huge hit. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. Designer had only released like a couple songs before putting out Panda, at least songs that we know of. But Panda was everywhere, and it was most notable for its unique sound and Designer's very energetic ad-libs. The song went #1, and Designer became the youngest artist to be at the top of the Billboard charts for 17 weeks. He quickly caught the attention of Kanye West and Pusha T, who had just taken over as president of Kanye's label Good Music. Designer was signed to Good Music in February of 2016 and was also featured on Kanye West's huge album The Life of Pablo on 2 different songs, one of which, Part 2, was technically sampling Panda, but it really felt like a remix, hence the name Part 2. Anyways, Designer was blowing up, and he was blowing up quick. Keep in mind that at this time, Designer was only 19 years old, which was bound to cause some stress and maybe even hinder his decisions.
And it was like, damn, like everything is happening so fast. You feel me? Because I just put the record out probably like 4 weeks ago, and now I'm with Kanye, you feel me? And it was like, damn, like, you feel me? So everything kind of was moving real quick. It was fun, but then it started to cause anxiety. You know what I mean? To a point that it was like certain times I ain't know how to move, because I wasn't used to having security guards and shit like that. You know what I mean? I was like, you feel me? I'm a kid walking down the block. You know what I mean? I'm rapping with my homies. Me and my homies are security, you know what I mean, for each other, you know what I mean? So it's like...
He became a XXL freshman in 2016, performed at the BET Awards, featured on Good Music's compilation album, released his mixtape New English, and was even featured on Bill Nye's Netflix show. He also released his song Timmy Turner, which was his second huge song. However, after 2016, we wouldn't really hear much from Designer. Designer released a handful of songs in 2017, but was seeing a steep decline in relevance. Meanwhile, in 2018, Kanye West was producing producing for and working with good music artists and affiliates, helping them create some really good music. He did so with Pusha T, Tiana Taylor, and Kid Cudi, who wasn't signed at the time but he had previously been signed. A few artists on the label, however, were neglected, one of which was Designer. Designer said he was going to release an album, and he even mentioned releasing 2 albums, but all that came out in 2018 was an EP called LOD, or Life of Designer. And I don't think it helps that Kanye's record label hasn't always had a good reputation. Despite all of the great artists and projects released under this label, it also has had many issues that are fairly public. Kanye himself even said, "Running a record label was the biggest mistake I ever made. I never asked to be a label owner. Sony offered it to me, and I took it. But I can't be there when people are calling me to the studio to hear some music or approve clothes for a video." And it's pretty obvious that Designer experienced the aftermath of this mistake. Following the release of his EP in 2018, the next year Designer had expressed his discontent with his label. First, he ranted about how Kanye and his label weren't doing anything for him, and even said Kanye was crazy.
Think he's the genius, that niggas think all that nigga shit. Well, to me, nigga, that nigga's crazy, nigga. And to me, nigga, I've been doing shit by myself. To me, nigga, I brought good music back, nigga.
He then went on Twitter to say that he wanted to be released from his label. It was obvious that his label had been holding him back, and he hadn't released a single solo track in 2019. And judging by his output in recent years, that was because good music had put him on the back burner. Artists being shelved by their label is never a good thing, and Designer was clearly finding that out the hard way. Designer said in an interview that on multiple occasions he wanted to get into a room with Kanye to work on his music and get some pointers. He said the reason he signed to Kanye's label was to work with Kanye. It seemed like Designer just wanted a mentor in the game, as he was still pretty young at 22 years old. Regardless, after he requested to be taken off the label, he was released in late 2019. Also, another weird thing about this situation is that an album called Fuck Good was leaked on his SoundCloud, featuring 23 Designer songs with features from tons of popular artists. This led many people to thinking that this was the album that Good Music wouldn't let Designer release, so he leaked it to spite them. Whether or not that's true, Designer was clearly excited to be released from his label.
Anywhere, any second, this is the dream of every artist. This is the dream of every artist. Any second, any time, I get the bag out here, and I'm still touring, I'm still doing my thing. No label behind me right now.
In 2020, Designer did an interview with Everyday Struggle, further explaining his situation to DJ Academics. He had also told Vlad TV and others that he only left Good Music because of his issues with his dad going into a coma. But based on everything else he said in his output of music, I'm gonna assume that this was just an excuse to keep things on better terms with the label. After his separation from Good Music, Designer's output increased a ton, which made it obvious that Good Music was what was hurting his career. However, the damage had already been done. Since he was unable to release much music in the late 2010s, his streams and views went down a bunch. And of course, there are other factors that contributed to this, like mental health issues, family issues, and other things which heavily hurt him, not just musically. It's pretty clear how difficult his life was getting around this time, especially with his failing music career and his label issues. It got especially clear when he got arrested for exposing himself on a plane. Apparently on a trip home from Tokyo, he exposed himself on a plane and was scolded by the flight attendant. He then made a post that said, "For the past few months I have not been okay, and I have been struggling to come to terms with what's going on. While overseas for a concert I performed at, I had to be admitted into a hospital. I was not thinking clearly. They gave me meds and I had to hop on a plane home. I'm ashamed of my actions that happened on that plane. I landed back to the States and am admitting myself in a facility to help me. I will be canceling all of my shows and my obligations until further notice. Mental health is real, guys. Please pray for me. If you're not feeling like yourself, please get help. Like I said earlier, there were false reports that he had to register as a sex offender after this, but his attorney actually said that wasn't true. On the music side of things though, probably his biggest success as of late was featuring on the song Sky City by Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign. He just had some vocals on the hook, but I'm sure he got some royalties, so that's good. I'm not sure if him and Ye patched things up because the song was worked on between 2018 and 2019, and all the label problems happened around that time too, so who knows. And aside from that, Designer has been releasing a ton of singles over the past few years, and all of them have floated around 100,000 plays on Spotify, which isn't too bad, but it's also not great. So I hope Designer's doing better these days as he's no longer with his label, and I hope he's getting the help he needs. And for better or for worse, while Designer is still making headlines these days, the creator of Somebody That I Used to Know completely ditched his music career. Well, kinda, but I'll explain that. Gautier is an artist that went multi-platinum and won 3 Grammys thanks to his hit single Somebody That I Used to Know. I'm sure you guys all remember that song, and it was even one of the most recommended songs on another video I did about one-hit wonders. But he intentionally did something that would sabotage his career after this song came out, which left many people wondering what happened to him. Well, Gautier got his start in music in the early 2000s, when he realized that he was able to produce songs on his computer and sample other songs. He was really big on sampling and utilized it a ton in his early music.
Look, my parents' record collection was the first one from which I really went through and pillaged and started sampling from. So yeah, there's been kind of a direct connection between the music they had at home, the music they listened to, and how it's found its way into my love of pop music that you know.
He put out a 4-track CD in 2001 and sent them to tons of radio stations and other people in the industry. Gautier really started growing when he got noticed by the Australian radio station Triple J, and they put some of his tracks on the radio station. This led to him getting a publishing deal, and he put out his first album, Boardface, in 2003. Slowly but surely, Gautier was growing as an artist. He had been doing some shows and touring around Australia with his band The Basics. Then in 2006, he released his album Like Drawing Blood, which was fairly successful. Thanks to Triple J's support, he got a lot of attention on his project and was even voted as the best album of 2006 by Triple J listeners. This album allowed for him to get connections to his manager and sold over 70,000 copies. Gautier was coming up, and over the next few years he won multiple awards for his music in Australia and even won an award for Like Drawing Blood in the UK. But then things got a whole lot crazier for Gautier than just his Australian success, because he was about to release one of the biggest songs of the next decade. Thanks to his previous success, Gautier was able to afford to continue making music and also was allowed the luxury of releasing music internationally, something he hadn't really done much before. Most of his success had just been local, with some in Europe as well. However, he started working on his next album, Making Mirrors, and released a couple of singles. The first did fairly well, and the second one changed his life forever. The song Somebody That I Used to Know was released on July 5th of 2011. It started out debuting at 27 on the Australian Top 50 Singles chart and quickly began growing. It also got a boost from people like Ashton Kutcher and Lily Allen on Twitter, people with millions of followers. But what surprisingly worked out in his favor is when the music video for this song was leaked.
I guess I've seen little spot fires around the world kind of start up. You know, I mean, it leaked. The video leaked in Australia a week before it was meant to be released, and very quickly started, you know, getting a lot of YouTube views. And it's the first real hit single I've had in terms of commercial airplay in Australia and being a real like top 10 charting song. And then, you know, to see the same thing happen in Belgium and Holland, and then over Christmas in Germany, and now in North America, it could be heading the same way. It's kind of. It's interesting.
I'm sure you guys know how big of a song this was because it went crazy. When first released in the United States, it debuted at 91 on the Billboard Hot 100. People performed the song on things like American Idol, and it started catching some momentum. It hit #1 and stayed there for 8 weeks. It was the best-selling song of 2011, and it has since went 14 times platinum. It helped that this track was deemed by many as a super relatable breakup song. Like YOUUUUU said, Somebody That I Used to Know became one of the biggest and most recognizable hits of the 2010s, with the post-breakup anthem resonating right around the world. Even Prince said he loved this song when it won a Grammy.
And the Grammy goes to... Oh, I love this song. Somebody That I Used to Know.
But for some reason, despite all of his success, Gautier decided to leave it all behind. After releasing his album Making Mirrors in 2011, doing the usual newly famous person press run, like performing on Jimmy Kimmel, and things along those lines, Gautier sort of vanished. As things wound down in the following years, aside from doing a few performances, Gautier hadn't released any new music, and by 2014, he announced to fans that there would be no more new music. He said, "There will be no more Gautier music." Wait, maybe there will be. I'm not entirely sure right now. There are many contingencies. Gautier even revealed in 2017 that he doesn't put ads on his songs. But he said, "I'm not interested in selling my music. That's the reason I don't put ads on my YouTube channel." Which seems strange to people in today's climate, but that is a decision you can make. I'm like that with all my music. I generally never want to sync my music for products. He even said that he lets student filmmakers use his music for free as well. And Gautier had made it very clear what his goal was in the music industry.
Do you have any worries about becoming identified with that song rather than your body of work?
On some level,
it becomes your Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's perhaps inevitable. I mean, I guess everybody, has to have their biggest song. Most of my favorite songs that I've ever produced, the ones that I think, are the, in whatever peculiar way, are the best confluence of, the experimentation I like, a lyrical concept I'm really into, and maybe having made a production that I think is really great, that I'm really, I guess, the most proud of. They're often the songs that divide people the most. They're the ones that people go, "I don't get this at all. Like, what's he thinking?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this is great." And, people who really get it, they love it. And it's kind of for those people I would continue to make music, and for myself, rather than the people who go, "Oh, somebody that I used to know was his biggest thing. Yeah, he never matched that." I'm like, they're the cursory listeners,
Right.
That sounds kind of, dismissive, but I'm not saying everybody has to like all the other stuff I do,
right,
but
right.
I'm not concerned if, this is my biggest hit or whatever.
So why did he quit, and what does he do now? Well, there were various factors that likely played into it. For example, he repeatedly said he wasn't entirely proud of the fact that he was spreading a more negative message with his viral breakup song. There was also the issue of people only knowing him for the one song, which seemed to impact his performances. As one fan said on Reddit, "My friend said when he performed at Coachella the year he blew up over this song, it was the first one he performed and then the crowd just left." The LA Times even said, "With time left in his set, those who came for the 4 minutes of angsty heartbreak had gotten what they needed and started to file out." Gautier said, "Now that that's out of the way, let's get to the real music," or at least that's what I'm assuming he was going to say. These reasons, among others that I mentioned earlier, were probably why he decided to switch it up and ditch the Gautier project altogether. In 2014, he started his own indie label called Spirit Level. He also rejoined the band I mentioned earlier called The Basics. And over the years, they've put out 13 albums and have played over 2,500 shows. In 2021, they announced they were done touring, but they still planned on making and releasing music. So it honestly seems like Gautier had the most genuine and passionate approach to the music industry, more than most artists seem to have. He literally got his bag as Gautier, made some great music under that name, and then decided to work on a much more fulfilling project with some of his friends. So regardless, while Gaultier may have been a one-hit wonder, Wally Backer had a very fulfilling and successful music career, which is what matters at the end of the day. Wally's his real name, by the way, just so that doesn't completely confuse you. And while Gaultier went back to making music after his insane success, Sheck West decided to pursue an entirely different career. Sheck West is a rapper who took the internet by storm with his song Mo Bamba. It was super viral, everybody was singing it, and there was also that stupid TikTok trend where people overfilled their cups of water with that song playing in the background. And to be fair to Sheck, he did have another platinum song, but it was a feature, so I'm not entirely going to count that. And many people still consider Sheck West a one-hit wonder. So let's check it out. Sheck West actually started out as a basketball player / model, which is when he saw the most success in his early career. He even modeled for Yeezy Season 3 at Madison Square Garden back in 2016. He was toying around with the idea of making music the whole time, but was much more successful in other areas. But Sheck's mom didn't like how he was moving around, especially with the modeling thing, so she sent him to Senegal.
My mom sent me to Africa because she didn't want me modeling and I wasn't going to school. I was like running in the streets with my friends. Yeah, to Senegal.
She was like, you not just gonna be taking these cute little photos and hanging out with the weed smokers. We sending you back.
I wasn't even like smoking crazy back then. Like I was just on some just wild
So it really seemed like his mom was trying to straighten him out or something. Eventually, he came home and decided to commit to music. He started putting out some tracks and eventually created his song Mo Bamba back in June of 2017. However, it didn't really blow up until late 2017 or early 2018. As Wikipedia describes it, it was a word-of-mouth sensation without record label or radio support. Eventually, the song blew up and even peaked at number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100. It even went 5 times platinum. Travis Scott caught wind of this song and wanted to sign him to Cactus Jack, but then Kanye intervened and said he wanted to sign him too. Sheck said, "My deal was about to be signed with Cactus Jack, and then Kanye heard Mo Bamba, and he was going crazy. He flew me out to LA overnight. I went in there with a butterfly effect hat on, and he's on the phone calling Trav like, I heard you're fucking with Sheck West. I'm fucking with Sheck West too. Let's do this shit together." And just like that, Sheck West had signed a joint record deal with Good Music and Cactus Jack. Following this, Sheck went on a nice run featuring on Travis Scott's No Bystanders, Jack Boy's Gang Gang, which also went platinum, Dreamville's Stick, and many more over the years. He was also touring with Travis. However, as time went on, it seemed like Sheck was becoming more known for his features, if anything at all. His 2018 debut album Mudboy was fairly successful. It peaked at 17 on Billboard and it went gold. Though to be fair, I think those stats were definitely carried a bit by Mo Bamba. However, despite his cosigns from some of the biggest artists in the game, it seemed like after all this, Sheck West just vanished. Like I said, apart from his occasional features, Sheck West really wasn't heard from too much. Right after Mudboy, he announced another album, but we never heard it. Many fans theorize he was mismanaged because both Cactus Jack and Good Music don't have a great reputation when it comes to managing their artists, like we saw with Designer earlier in the video. He later said in 2020 on Twitter, "We announced Hell to Paradise in 2018, a day after Mudboy. Don't give a fuck about what's happening or the outcome," which definitely makes me think there were some label issues. Then in 2019, he got hit with quite a few allegations. First, he was accused of not paying for a music video, and then was accused by his ex Justin Sky of abuse and SA. Then some of his former classmates accused him of abusing women in high school. Then another girl named India Love also accused him of the same thing. Now, nothing legally ever came of these accusations, but of course it hurt his image. Sheck obviously has denied all of these, but he did get removed from an advertising campaign because of this. Then of course the pandemic hit in 2020, and that's what really solidified the slowing down of Sheck's career. However, something happened that opened up an opportunity for him. In 2020, he acted as if he was entering the NBA draft, but it was just promo for his song Been Ballin'. However, after this happened, someone from the Paris Basketball League was interested in signing him. So, Sheck was able to live out his basketball dreams playing in Paris after signing. He said, "I didn't come here to sell my album or make it gimmicky. I came here with no chains on. I came here just to hoop. I didn't come here to bring the whole circus to fucking Paris basketball. I came here to hoop and play hard." Unfortunately though, he only ended up playing 3 games for reasons I'm not sure of. But it's interesting, despite him being only 26 years old, he's been able to play professional basketball, have a very successful modeling career, and be a multi-platinum artist. And Sheck West also still releases music, just not too often. Most recently, he had a controversy where he accused Kanye of stealing his flow, cadence, beat and tempo on the song Carnival, which may honestly have some merit, as artist-owned record labels have often been critiqued and accused of stealing ideas from their signees. On top of that, Sheck is credited as a writer on the song Carnival. Regardless, Sheck seems to be living out all his dreams, doing whatever he wants to do, and having a good time. But this next one-hit wonder is still trying to make the music career work out, even though it's been 8 years since his hit single. Rob Stone is a rapper that most of us probably know from his hit single Chill Bill. I mean, it's hard to say his name, Rob Stone, without saying Two Damn Phones right afterwards. But I've personally been wondering what happened to him after his 4 times platinum viral hit, so let's check it out. You may be noticing a pattern by now, because Rob Stone is another artist who blew up off one of their first songs, which was Chill Bill. Originally, he released it in 2014 on SoundCloud, then he put out a mixtape on SoundCloud, followed by a music video for Chill Bill. However, it was finally commercially released in June of 2016, debuting at 99 Curry and Cousin Stiz. And as I'm sure you guys know, this song was everywhere. Like I said, it's hard to say his name without saying Two Damn Phones right after. Because of this song's success, he was able to collaborate with people like Lil Skies and Lil Yachty. He was performing at places like Coachella and opening for artists like Designer, which was a lot more impressive at the time this song went viral. But to be honest, after this song died down, so did the rest of his career. Like, he's one of the few one-hit wonders on here to hardly have any interviews or many other notable things apart from this one track. And what I believe had a big part in his fall-off was his beef with XXXTentacion and Ski Mask the Slump God. It all started in April of 2017 while Ski and Rob Stone were opening for Designer on his tour. It seems like Ski tried to go out and grab a mic, but instead Rob Stone started his set, so Ski just stayed on stage in frustration and was then escorted off the stage. X saw this video and got mad, saying, "Let them know whoever the fuck that is getting fucked in their mouth when I go on tour for putting their peasant hands on my brother." Rob Stone saw this and got mad, saying, "I'm not Drake, don't come around here with that brother." Rob Stone's getting fucked in their mouth when I go on tour for putting their peasant hands on my brother. Rob Stone saw this and got mad, saying, "I'm not Drake, don't come around here with that bullshit." Ski chimed in saying, "Is there a problem though? Cause you see how your team tried me. We can tell the fans all the details."
But me and Ski Mask was talking in DM, like kind of squashing it, like, you know what I mean?
You guys are tour mates at the end of the day.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, we both trying to do a tour. We'll chopping it up. But X was over there still gassing it.
Just adding the fuel.
Yeah, you know, writing the check, you know what I mean? And I told Ski Mask, like, you better tell him to pipe it down, bro.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And then they both just decided to keep it going like that.
The next night on tour, Ski got jumped while he was on stage, fell off the stage, got back up, and then was chased by a big group of people. No one was really sure who jumped Ski, but it was likely they were affiliated one way or another with Rob, or they were at least fans. Ski then said on Twitter, 30 people against 4, I'm unbothered and unscathed. A couple of months later, X was performing during his tour and got knocked out by a dude who rushed on the stage, who was then jumped by X's security. Apparently, a bunch of people in the crowd started chanting Rob Stone after this happened. X then tweeted, security set me up, I got sucker punched and knocked out, it is what it is. Next time make sure you kill me so I can't talk shit. Rob Stone denied any involvement in an interview the day after, and X also commented on the situation.
I feel straight, in the end of the day this is the life I live. Nigga finally caught me lacking, and it was about time. Bitch, I was, what, 5-0? Shit, about fucking time a nigga knocked me the fuck out. Anybody talking about it was that pussy boy artist. Just so you know, it was some gang niggas from San Diego, some affiliates that snuck in through the side, paid security off so they could come in, snuff me out, and then thought they was gonna jump me, but we was too deep.
Regardless of who is right, I'm sure you guys all know how cult-like of a fan base X has, so you already know they had his back. And in my opinion, that's a big reason as to why Rob Stone fell off. People hated Rob Stone so much, and to this day, X and Ski fans troll him in his comments. On one of his latest songs, there are a bunch of comments like, buying views is crazy, show the real numbers. It's no coming back for Rob Stone, his career is over. Nah, Ski had every reason on G. This shit trash, X was better. Despite the hate though, apparently Rob and X patched things up. After X passed, Rob shared a phone call they had where X said, I understand why things went the way it went. So I just wanted to let you know I don't got no smoke with you. We can make money together. Just give it time, we can link, we can talk. Rob said under the post, I would never wish death upon another human being. We had our differences and battles in the field, but at the end of it all, X reached out to me like a man and we talked it out like men. I wasn't ever with posting this out, man, but I feel like the both of our supporters need to hear this for closure. Please let him rest peacefully. By this point though, it was too late, and fans had already made up their minds about Rob Stone. There was nothing else he really did that caused his fall off apart from not following it up with another hit and his beef with X. Nowadays, Rob Stone is still putting out music, albums, singles, the whole shebang, but most of his songs are struggling to crack even 100,000 plays. Like I said, X fans are still hating on him, which probably doesn't help, and it does seem a little unfair since they patched things up, so you guys should leave him alone. It's been 7 years, he's probably learned his lesson. And while looking into rap one-hit wonders has been fun, I've also been curious to see where the one-hit wonders behind classic hit songs are today. The Baha Men are a Bahamanian Junkanoo band that you'd probably recognize from their song Who Let the Dogs Out, which went triple platinum. Side note, I'm super surprised that a lot of these classic songs are not like 10 times platinum, because you guys will probably be surprised too by how many or how low sales a lot of these songs have. Maybe I'm overestimating their popularity, I don't know, let's just continue. The Bahama-based band was formed in 1977 and had 11 different members. They started under the name High Voltage, at first making disco and funk music which they played at local nightclubs or hotels. Over the years, High Voltage independently released a couple of albums, with one of their tapes making it to Atlantic Records. An A&R named Steve Greenberg loved what he heard, and in 1991 he signed the guys, but he requested that they change their name from High Voltage to Baha Men. That next year, the Baha Men released their first album titled Junkanoo, which got some pretty decent.
Would you believe me if I told you that YouTube as a platform has been around since 1986? Well, I sure hope you didn't, because that was a lie. YouTube was created in February of 2005, which at the time of recording this makes the platform over 20 years old. Now in this time, YouTube has evolved so much that it's almost unrecognizable from what it used to be. Believe it or not, there was a point on this platform where people would go viral for posting videos of them dancing on a shitty $15 webcam or a video of their cat. But compared to nowadays, you have people like Mr. Beast who are spending spending $4 million per video. I'm not gonna directly ask, but hey, Mr. Beast, you know, my PayPal's always open. In terms of YouTube though, I'm still struggling to figure out how we went from this to this. In order to decipher this CIA cover-up level mystery, we have to go all the way back to the year 2005. This segment of YouTube is what I'm going to be calling the classic era. Between the years 2005 to 2009, YouTube was simply a video sharing site and nothing else. This is so far back that there was no Mr. Beast, there was no Matthew Bean, no Logan Paul. There was no such thing as YouTube drama. Instead, we had things like this.
Alright, so here we are, one of the elephants. And cool thing.
What you just watched was a piece of internet history. It was the first ever video uploaded to YouTube. This was a point in time where you simply uploaded videos that you found entertaining, whether it be a cat video or you dancing, or maybe you're in the mood to listen to some guy Mongolian throat sing about hamburger.
Hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper.
As obvious by most of these examples that I'm showing, the videos being posted here were very amateur. While doing research, I found this video uploaded all the way back in 2008, simply titled Club Penguin Free Membership, Not Hack. Now, I know you're gonna have a really hard time believing me when I tell you this, but there was no production team behind this. Either this video was recorded on a flip phone camera, or YouTube just simply couldn't support higher resolutions at the time, but this was posted in 144p. I'm not able to understand a single thing that's going on within this video. I think I'd have a better chance walking into a pyramid and being able to read the hieroglyphics on the wall. And that's a real bummer because I was looking forward to getting a Club Penguin free membership without using hack. There was no such thing as professional YouTubers back then. Nobody was thinking about the click-through rate, capturing people's attentions with a flashy thumbnail. In fact, you were lucky enough to even gain anything over 100 views on a video. However, there were a few YouTube channels who were able to gain a pretty big amount of popularity, like Smosh, Fred. Smosh was a skit YouTube channel run by Ian Hecox and Anthony Padilla where they would dance in front of a webcam, and thankfully, the quality on this is much better than the Club Penguin video, this time at 240p. I don't know too much about Fred, just that he would make skits with this really annoying high-pitched voice. Smosh was gaining such a large audience at the time that they were making it onto local news stations, and obviously that brought a lot of attention back to YouTube. So this is where we enter the next era. 2010 to 2013 is where YouTube really started to gain more traction as a platform. The music industry would eventually catch wind of this, and we would see more and more musicians upload music videos. You, of course, have your Justin Bieber, see more and more musicians upload music videos. You, of course, have your Justin Bieber Baby, which for the longest time held the record as the most disliked video on YouTube. But then I thought about something else, something that hadn't crossed my mind in quite a long time. Whoopin' Gangnam Style was the most popular video on YouTube. It held the record as the most viewed YouTube video for a pretty long time. My parents didn't let me listen to it because they said sexy in it. More and more creators were starting to show up and gain a pretty significant audience. A couple names you might recognize are Ryan Higa. He would make skit videos like How to Be Ninja. Another one is Vanoss Gaming, who... Actually, I'll let you figure out what type of content he makes. PewDiePie would start uploading gaming Let's Play videos, and he would quickly become the most subscribed to YouTuber on the platform. As obvious, YouTube had gone mainstream, and not as many 30-second short videos were going viral. It was a lot more creator-based this time around, and people were starting to see the true potential in what YouTube could become in the future. And those people were pretty correct. I don't know how to transition over, I really don't. 2014 to 2015 is when YouTube officially was cemented as the go-to video sharing platform. It isn't really a place where you can simply get popular by uploading funny cat videos anymore, which is really sad because I wanted to see Go Kitty Go too. In order to become successful and have an audience, you almost have to be a designated creator of some sort, or you have to be a musician. This is around the time in my life where I started watching YouTube. I was watching gaming creators and they became pretty well known. Being a YouTuber is now considered a real job, and some people would get so famous that they would end up going on live TV. It was almost like a fun little crossover episode of some sorts. A really fucking awkward crossover episode. Now, if there's anything that I learned, it's that I don't think traditional TV media and the internet really mix too well. Whenever a YouTuber would go on a talk show or something, it would just create this really weird, awkward vibe. When I was 10, I was probably one of the most socially inept people ever. I'm talking, I would fart in public like no shame. Now, when I was watching TV, even I was able to sense that there was some sort of weird awkwardness. It's really hard to describe, which is exactly why I'm not gonna describe it. Minecraft is also at its peak here. You have creators like Stampy, Captain Sparkles, and my beloved Dan TDM. Real quick, I have no idea how or why, but this motherfucker used to upload once, even twice a day for years. So thank you, Dan. Thank you for the immense amount of service that you gave to us Minecraft lovers. Honestly, it wasn't even just Minecraft. I'd say all gaming creators were at their peak here. Jacksepticeye was gaining tons of popularity. Markiplier was getting millions of views by playing a small horror game you may have heard of. It started to get some attention. It had animatronics. Really hot animatronics. It's probably a little too niche for you, I don't know. This is the time where I started to watch creators like Jaden Animation, The Odd Ones Out, and of course, Brewstew. I want to give a special thanks to them because they're the ones that really made animation on YouTube popular in the first place. If it weren't for these people, I'm not sure any stickman or animation YouTubers would really be as popular as they are today. Genuinely, these three were some of my biggest inspirations growing up, and they made me want to become a YouTuber. So thanks, guys. Anyways, moving on.
Okay, there we go. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. But oh, my bad. My bad. What it was supposed to be was it was supposed to be for yeah, we're back. It was supposed to be. I was talking about this this segment right here, how crazy it is, and then the other thing that I also said is that surprisingly, still even to this day, some of those videos weren't that bad. Now, and we'll get into it. We get into it when we get into it. I seen the one video. Don't worry, we're talking about that one too. But I was saying like how back then, a lot of the video, like a lot of YouTubers, everybody basically had like some kind of intro. You know what I'm saying? Even to this day, like I don't think any of those people have those intros anymore because like those first few seconds are like really important. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. Like how many people have you actually seen in this current space of YouTube that actually have an intro? You know what I'm saying? In fact, an intro is kind of more like the streaming thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's so it's interesting when it's interesting. It I don't know. It's cool. I think it's just cool to see like those changes within YouTube. You know, I would say I watched a lot of like when I'm kind of make this short. One thing that I want to bring up that I felt like I watched a lot of mainstream people, but I'm trying to remember if I really watched anybody that was like really small on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like there was a lot. Like I'm trying to think like what was I actually watching on YouTube? Because of course I watched the Minecraft Let's Play videos, right? I watched the Minecraft Let's Play videos. I watched the that's all about I remember. Oh, there we go. COD. A lot of COD videos. A lot of COD zombie videos because either I was too afraid, or I was just trying to figure out how to get a ray gun on Nuketown. You know what I'm saying? Just not realizing like mods exist, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, round 99, not round 99, round, you know, glitch spots, Call of Duty, you know what I'm saying? Surprisingly, doing so many of those, there were actually some forms of success with those. It was surprising. There was actually maybe also watching maybe like how to get a hack client, you know what I'm saying? How to get those things. When I look back at it, there was actually very few times, like if I'm going to actually, let me even bring this up right now, right? There's maybe been one time in my life where I've actually gotten a hack client, like a hack client to work, or any of the zombie glitches that I've done, I've gotten to work, right? So there was maybe one or two. So I remember on the original transit map on COD, the zombie map, correct? There was a glitch. It got patched by the time we could do it, but you could still do it. And it would no, it wasn't patched. I think we could do it. It just was very difficult to get into that spot without having them attack you. So there was the whole spot where it's like you grab the turbine, you do the glitch, and boom, you pop into a random spot. Whoa, cool. But there was one on the map where if you went behind the door, turn the turbine on, you would get trapped behind the door. And then that would, if you could inch your way in there enough, you could get complete invulnerability, right? And then all your friend had to do was shoot the zombies from the back, and then you could, and then all you have to do was what was it? Then all that was needed to get done was that was it, and then you just shoot them, and then you just continue your rounds from there, right? Worked. That actually worked. There was actually very few times. Same thing with like shoot all the mannequin heads off, and then I don't know if that was like a thing in BO3. But there was one where I think it's like, oh, there you go, playing the game on the screen blew my mind that shit was real. I was like, this is fucking real? Or I'm trying to think, was that ever real? Now that I look back at it, I'm trying to remember. I either we could never achieve it, or we actually did achieve it once, but that memory is so vague right now. I can't even fucking remember. What else? Oh, using the RCXD to drive through the little hole on the COD map. Watching Stampy's like cool videos on like how to get to the moon. You know what I'm saying? I just remember, I remember when it was first told about how to get to like the nether for some reason. You know what I'm saying? Like me and my cousins, we always thought just mining straight down to bedrock was it, because we never thought to mine all the way down. We never thought to go all the way down. But you get all the way down to bedrock, and from there it's like we were like, holy shit. I remember us even saying like, bro, we fucking made it. This is double, like, we can't say that word. We can't. We used to say H-E double hockey sticks. Hell, you know, the hockey sticks, hell. And then what else? But I think a lot of it was just playing games. A lot of it was just really just playing games, if we're gonna be honest. I say it a lot, don't I? If I'm gonna be honest. I like it. So, and like doing like late night stay ups, you know. So it was a lot of like interesting. It was a lot of stuff that was done that was interesting. But I'm like, and interesting. I like saying interesting a lot too. But like I said, looking back at all of it, good time. It was a good time. I think it was a nice, simpler time. Of course, you know, I was young. You know, I didn't have many responsibilities, but it was good. It was good. The PSP era too. The PSP had a PS2. Really cool devices. I still think to this day still pretty cool. It was nice. That was nice.
2016 to 2017.
I was never into this era. I'm gonna be 150 with you guys. I thought this was a shitty era of YouTube. The edgy era. I could never laugh at any of those videos. I'm trying to think if I could not get along with this one. Maybe if this is considered MLG too, maybe I was into that because I was like, holy shit, what it's like, just a cool fuck. This is so cool to see this. But for the most part, this was never my era. I thought this era was ass. Looking back at it now, obviously younger me didn't think of that, but I just was never into any of these videos. But oh my god, dog shit, bro. Actually, also watching Dashi. I watched a lot of Dashi too. I like the fact that he was cussing. I like cussing. I like watching people cuss.
Is what many people consider to be one of the best eras.
Let's get rolled into the news. Y'all remember Keemstar? Does he still post? I don't even know if I want to. Dude, is he still post, bro? Bro, let's see, dude. Let's see. What? He doesn't. And he removed all his videos. Is this even him? Did he sell his channel? I remember. No. Ooh. Damn, hold up. Now I'm curious. Damn, does he not post anymore? I assume he doesn't. Dude, that's wild. That's crazy. Man, how things come and go, man. That's wild, dude. He may not have been a great guy, or that he may not have been like that good of a guy. At least, you know, at least in a sense that he wasn't like at least like a rapist or a pedophile. You know what I'm saying, right? I don't know. I don't remember any of it. I don't remember much about Keemstar, but these wasn't those. I guess just the drama thing didn't take him too far. That shit's crazy. What? Damn, dude, that's a throwback. Holy shit.
Maybe it's just purely nostalgia bias, but I kind of agree with this sentiment. A whole new wave of creators blew up this year. To be one of the best eras of YouTube. Maybe it's just purely...
No. Maybe in sense of the edgy era, this shit was... I hated this. Maybe a lot of people blew up.
Nostalgia bias, but I kind of agree with this sentiment.
This shit was
a whole new wave of creators blew up this year. Gameplay and commentary, YouTube was really starting to become its own thing. It's as simple as turning on a game of Call of Duty or Counter-Strike Surf and then just proceeding to talk about as much as you possibly can for the next 8.5 minutes, and that's about it. Pyrocynical was a pretty popular commentary creator. You know, you also had Meaningless.
This is your boy Pyrocynical here. I actually still watch Pyro to this day. I fucking love his videos, man. I love watching this shit. I think the guy's pretty good. Dog shit clip farmer though. Holy shit. If y'all know, y'all know. But holy shit, watching Pyro clip farm, some of the fucking worst. And I don't even think the guy even needs to do it. That's the crazy thing. That's why, because I remember one of his streams. I think he asked, why don't you fuckers clip farm me? You're ass at it. You're ass. You know what I'm saying? I think for a guy who can actually do things who can actually move well in the content space, that part he is ass. And I don't think he realizes that. In fact, I think he's funnier when people make him laugh and he just has his laugh. You know what I'm saying? When he's actually just going with the flow. But I think he's so busy trying to set up clip farms and stuff like that. And then like, dude, it's Jenny not a clip farm. This is fucking ridiculous. Jenny, shut the fuck up. I love Pyro, man.
And I love these two. I used to watch them all the time. But
I actually didn't watch a lot of his videos. I did see his one video when he blew the where it's the whole dive into the thing. I actually was there when that video did blow up, which is cool to think about. But I actually didn't watch many videos now. I mean, back then I watched more of him today. Actually, I think I actually watched more of Leafy compared to Pyrocynical. So
was one creator, one beast who just could not be tamed, and that was Leafy is here. This motherfucker Leafy was at the time one of the most ruthless commentary creators. However, there was another creator who was well known for making hit pieces on people and ending their careers. This is all sarcasm, by the way. It's the fucking internet. From the depths of online came the beast, the gnome Keemstar. Now, when I was like 11 years old, I thought that Leafy and Keemstar arguing on a podcast was the funniest.
Yeah, what's up? Yep. Yeah, you coming? You about to say something crazy?
Going to the gym.
All right, do what you gotta do then.
What you said? What?
No, I said you gotta do. I thought you about to say something crazy.
I was gonna say some shit to the folks. Like, do your best at life and don't not do your best at life because you're gonna die one day. You heard?
Weak advice, bro. If you gotta give up, give up. You know what I'm saying? He always told me that.
Give up yesterday, my nigga.
Ever. But now when I think about it 9 years later and look back, dude, it was two grown men arguing on the internet. Are we fucking serious?
Because you sit there in your stupid fucking podcast and you fucking regurgitate yourself.
That was one side of the edgy YouTube spectrum. But then there was the other side with creators like iDubbbz, Max Mofo, and my personal favorite, Filthy Frank. Admittedly, the type of iDubbbz, Max Mofo.
Filthy Frank was not my guy. I could get canceled for that. I'm not even get canceled. I know I'm probably gonna get crucified for that one later down the line. One thing I do want to bring about Max, bro, what's good? Hold up, everything just died. Hold on, give me a second, guys. Let me fix my shit. Ooh, everything went bad. Let me see if I can. We're gonna go dark. We're gonna go dark for a second. We're gonna try and fix that because holy shit. Hopefully that comes back. We should be good. Give it some time, and then we will open back up on this right here. Have we been in this mode the whole time? Sorry about that. Okay. All right, that's looking better.
And my personal favorite, Filthy Frank. Admittedly, the type of content they would post was kind of lowbrow humor. It was edgy and offensive.
Oh, like I say, one videos I do like watching the Max. He don't do them as much anymore, if at all. His pack openings, superb, bro. Some of the most entertaining shit ever. I don't know, just relaxing too. Just sitting there watching the guy, not being over the top. Just kind of generally just a guy just kind of like enjoying his hobby and just being himself. You know what I'm saying?
Shock humor for the sake of being edgy and offensive. When making this video, I did think to myself, was iDubbbz really that offensive? I mean, maybe we're just remembering it all wrong. And then I went back and watched the Tana Mojo video and countless countless bad unboxings. I legitimately do not think that I can play any of the clips. I think it would get my channel taken down. Filthy Frank was my favorite, and at least once a year, I sit back and I just go through all of the old videos again. The older I get, the more I realize that this entire Filthy Frank universe was very well a character and nothing more. In Filthy Frank's channel description, it literally says that Frank himself is a character. Pink Guy is another character within the Frank cinematic universe, and he ended up making music, which somehow ended up on the charts. Of course, gaming YouTube is still alive, animation is still going strong, and it just seems that YouTube is just at the top of its game. Little did we know the change that was right over the horizon.
Apocalypse.
The Apocalypse is truly one of the hardest moments in YouTube history. Edgy commentary was really killed off during this time, and that's because you weren't able to make money off of it anymore. You see, before, you could say like that. However, the corporate overlords above ended up finding out the type of—
If you're curious, IDub was saying, I think he was saying like nigga and nigger a lot. I think that's what it was. I think that's what he's referring to. Because iDubbbz had like kind of one of those reps where it's like, oh, he was one of those guys that could kind of get whatever, saying whatever he wanted. I'm pretty sure that's what he's referring to.
Of stuff that was being posted on YouTube and eventually pulled all advertisements.
I could be
from the
wrong
website.
though.
This led YouTube to create the dreaded demonetization.
But what I do remember from the Tana Mojo thing, I think she was the one who, like did blackface or something like that. Did blackface? I think was it blackface or was it just said the N-word? I don't know. I don't remember what it was.
iDubbbz ended his infamous Content Cop series. Filthy Frank eventually left YouTube to go start a music career, and Leafy ended up leaving YouTube entirely. When demonetization eventually became normal, the edgy era was completely done. 2018 to 2019 was relatively—
I don't think he went into the apocalypse thing a lot. Maybe it was just because it don't need that much story. But from what I do, from what I remember, the apocalypse basically, like he said, it started the whole demonetization wave, right? In fact, now that I look back at it, I don't know if it was like, I wonder if YouTube just couldn't handle, if YouTube couldn't pay for half the shit, or if it got to the point where sponsors really started seeing what happened, or if like people might have been getting like data and metrics and like, the hell, my videos on this video about somebody killing themselves? Because yes, YouTube was different back then. It was that much different. Or if it was related to... No, that should be it. Like you said, obviously the edgy shit and stuff like that. But for the most part, you know, I think it did control it. YouTube was still a very uncontrolled platform, you know what I'm saying? Still do some wild shit on YouTube.
Uninteresting. It was rather basic. To the few edgy era creators who didn't yet leave YouTube, they were still trying to find their groove and navigate around the new monetization policies that were in place. There was a new community of Instagram vloggers who became super popular around this time. To name a few, you have David Dobrik, James Charles, Shane Dawson. I forgot to mention Rice Gum, who would just flaunt his money and his...
Fraser, still, I'm gonna be honest, despite... Dude, fuck it. It's fucked. Holy shit. Oh my god, we gotta fix so much shit, bro. I got so much shit, bro. But nonetheless, bro, even though Rice Gum was, you know, weird guy, still kind of like, he still brought a lot to the table. I will be honest. Bro brought a lot to the table, you know what I'm saying? Literally got reincarnated into Little Tay. Literally got reincarnated to Lil Tay, which is hilarious to think about. Wonder how bro's doing. But I'm surprised he didn't talk about like a lot of the big OGs, you know what I'm saying? What was his Casey Neistat, you know what I'm saying? I thought that was an important part of the YouTube era, because this is when like you said, the vlogging and shit like that. Casey was fucking huge. Like literally the guy that was showing people like, hey, like
LA mansions. And who could forget our favorite sibling duo, Logan Paul and Jake Paul. Logan, I actually still remember when the infamous Logan Forest video was posted on YouTube. It was on the YouTube trending page. I'm not gonna lie, this era of YouTube was pretty bland though. And that takes us from 2019 to present day. Honestly, not much has changed. Monetization has gotten a little bit stricter. Mr. Beast has become the biggest YouTuber on the entire platform, and shorts were introduced as a way to compete with TikTok, and they were very successful in doing so. And that's really all I have to say about YouTube. Subscribe, like the video, and yeah, thank you. Bye.
Moon, tell me if I could. Wow. What an error, boys. What an error.
If you've been on TikTok or social media, you most likely seen this trend called looks maxing, where people, mostly men, go through extreme heights to look extremely attractive and pull a bunch of women. Now, this might seem harmless, but in reality, it's not. These men go through above and beyond to achieve this look, such as injecting stuff in their body that can be highly dangerous, or even using a hammer thinking it's going to fix their facial structure. This looks maxing trend has...
What we're not going to do is... Wow. Whoa. We're gonna get into that. If you're gonna disrespect the community, if you're gonna disrespect the looks maxing community, you better get the wordage right. We're called bone smashing. He's actually L maxing right now.
Caught the attention of thousands of people, and one of these people is the person we're going to talk about today. Jerrion. Jerrion, or Jerrion Davidson, is a 19-year-old TikToker that took looks maxing to an extreme. Jerrion would look like your average kid, but after Jerrion heard about looks maxing and how these people go through these extreme lengths to look good, Jerrion believed if he joined this community and went through these ridiculously outrageous lengths like these people did to look good, it would also make him look good as well.
Okay.
But in reality, it made him look straight up terrible and a little uncanny. Now, Jerrion would start to get popular around late 2025, if I believe. I'm not too sure. It's really hard to get info on this guy. A good amount of his content is deleted due to the crazy stuff he does in his videos. Like I said, Jerrion goes through extreme lengths to quote-unquote look good. And some of the extreme lengths that he does are, you know, not safe for TikTok and not safe for Instagram, which results in his content getting taken down on both those platforms. But we'll come back to this topic in a minute. Jerrion would get
crazy part is, like, I feel like bro really is looking at him like, yo, look at this beautiful work that I've done. Holy shit. Cope is crazy.
They're around late 2025 and would become pretty popular, not because of his looks maxing looks, but due to how he looks. Just looking at Jerrion, we could obviously tell that he has some type of nose and lip deformity. And due to this nose and lip deformity, Jerrion believed that if he joined the looks maxing community, it would help him, but it would do the exact opposite. And when Jerrion would do these looks max videos, he would receive a lot of negativity instead of all this love and positivity that these looks maxers usually get on their videos. He would gain a lot of hate due to how he looks. And like I said earlier, Jerrion kinda does look a little uncanny due to him doing all this looks maxing stuff. It makes him look extremely bad. Jerrion would become pretty popular within the looks maxing community though. The things that Jerrion would do to quote unquote achieve this look is pretty insane. Jerrion would do this thing that a lot of looks maxers do, and it's pretty popular in the community, and it's called bone smashing. Bone smashing is where someone uses a hammer on their face to fix their facial structure. And it literally doesn't work at all and is extremely dangerous as well. But Jerrion would proceed to do it anyways. What Jerrion would also do is drink straight up raw chicken blood. Yes, I'm not joking, just straight up raw chicken blood.
How is he not dead?
Which is just straight up dangerous. And he would also bleach his skin as well. Jerrion would also take this whole looks maxing thing to another level by creating a looks maxing course. And in this course, Jerrion would give you tips and tricks on your way to ascend and looks max just like him. And let me just tell you the prices for Jerrion's course, because it's just
Are people still using those? Are people still using those nowadays to commentate on shit? Bro, y'all remember when every video had one of those shits? Shit.
Insane.
It was a good mic. It was a good mic.
Bone growth guide, $997.
Okay.
Eye area guide, $597. Coloring guide, $397. Hollow cheek protocol, $497. Body language and dark psychology and female strategy, $1,200. I'm just trying to figure out who the hell is gonna pay Jerrion for his course with this type of pricing. And not only that, even when you probably pay for this course, let's just say hypothetically somebody pays for this course, right? This guy is probably going to give you the most non-usable advice or just basic advice like ever. Like this is so
guys, if you want to, it is true. It is basic, but shit that you probably don't got to say during a $1,200 course. Guys, you got to wash. Duh. I don't think you want to go up talking to a girl smelling like onions, Outback. It don't have to be anywhere specific, just Outback, and you know maybe a little bit of cheese,
stupid, man. A good majority of courses are usually scams, and this is most likely another scam. Somehow, people actually paid for Jerion's course, and Jerion has built a little fan base off these looks maxing videos. Jerion would also go to a mall and try to get girls with his looks maxing looks. And I just want to say,
what was the success?
It's just straight up embarrassing.
See if you guys like give free rides. No.
Yo, hold up. Let me
embarrassing.
See if you guys like give free rides.
We embrace for a volume increase.
No. Well, like. See if you guys.
Just want to say, it's just straight up embarrassing.
See if you guys like give free rides.
Give off free vibes or rides. Hold up, give me one second. I gotta take a piss. Free vibes or free rides. Free vibes or free rides from somebody that looks like that? Absolutely not. Gonna be honest with you. I think I agree with the girls on this one. I think I agree on the girls with this one.
No. Well, like,
what? Bro, you gotta give him credit where credit's due, bro. Give him a chance, man. He came up and asked, bro. Give him a chance. Give him a chance, man. Confidence got to speak for something.
No. Like, even if I told you a funny joke. No. Are you sure? What's your name? Just want to ask you.
We've all been through it. We've all been through it, man. We've all been through it. But man, it's like damn, man. We've all been through it. Not all of us, maybe, but not this. We've been through the denials. But this right here, this is rejection. This is like your body, your immune system attacking itself. You know what I'm saying? And he's clearly just denying every attack. You know what I'm saying? His own will is literally saying, bro, fuck that. Get the number at all cost. At all costs. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I've realized, I was thinking about it. I don't think this is necessarily true, but I think if you truly a goblin, there's no shot. There's no shot that you're even going to get the chance for a girl to be like, yeah, maybe, just straight up no. Just straight up no, you know what I'm saying? I feel like maybe if you got a chance, if there's like some lingering chance, it might be like I have a boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? No. They saying like there's no in between. That is just a straight zero.
Sophia, Jerion.
And he goes in for the touch.
No.
One thing I want to tell you boys, right? Hello? Hold up, 1 second, 1 second. 1 second.
Okay. Nice meeting you.
Okay. All right, sorry about that. Here we back. Yeah, we're back. All right, cool. Hopefully this is not too loud.
Now, while Jerion was at the mall,
It's a little loud. It's a little loud. Let me turn it down for you guys.
Trying to get girls,
Like I was saying, bro. Let me put that down too. That is my. I got my my new job because I'm gonna be driving a little bit more. Crazy part is I've always had a probationary license. I just never went to go get the actual full license. But I ordered that thing like a while ago. And I was like, when the hell is this thing gonna come? But I finally received it today. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So I got it for my new job. So it's just safer to have. It's just safer to have a real one than to not gonna be driving most of the time anyway. So cool. We got one. What else do I need? Let's continue. Like I was saying with this guy, guys that always have like that weird like sense like need to touch. We need that physical touch. I'm pretty sure that could just be due to just not that just being absent within the male sphere. But yeah, realize that it's like guys are like, give me a high five. I might do it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I might do it. I think that's normal to a certain degree when there's a mutual understanding between you and the other person. And even if there's just a slight chance that the girl is comfortable with you, let you at least do that. You know what I'm saying? This guy
another girl, but this girl was not of age. Knowing this, Jerion would still try to hit on her and grab her number, but then he would eventually give up, probably realizing that he's on live stream and he doesn't want people trying to see what he's doing.
Bro, sometimes the pedophile will be taking over. Shit is crazy.
Yo, bro, how was
What was your name?
How was your ride, man?
What was your name?
Wait.
Liza? I just want to see, like, what's your Instagram? You're pretty cute. Did you give out your Instagram?
Hell no. Hell no. I don't want your ass stalking me. Fuck no. Let me accidentally slip up and realize you stalking me. Fuck out of here.
No? You want my number? Or you just no? Okay, that's fine. Oh, you have a boyfriend? Yeah. Oh, okay. So, like, you wouldn't approve of this?
Who's the guy who commentated in the background?
No? Okay.
It's
How old are you? 19.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's nervous.
Is that fine?
Keep going. She's nervous.
How old are you?
Keep going. Yo, this is why I gotta be careful, bro. Some people be trying to create demons. People be trying to create demons at the end of the day, bro. You can't be telling somebody like that to get the number. That's crazy. You can't be doing that.
Taking her
Oh
away.
no.
Keep going, bro.
16.
Going, man.
No, they trying to get
just like a little bit.
They trying. Yeah, you can't, bro. If you're a guy, don't do that. Don't do that. You can't do that, bro. I know it's a public sphere, a public space, bro. That could be the only one. That could be the only. They could be the only people in there, for all we know. Saying that to somebody like him, he might take that as like, oh, what they mean. I gotta take what's mine. I gotta take what's rightfully mine. You know what I'm saying? This, hell no.
Next year? You want to have my Instagram?
Fuck no.
No?
Fuck no.
Okay. Okay, nice seeing you. Where's the exit? Okay.
She said
this isn't the first time that Jerrion has talked to a minor. Later on this year, messages would get leaked in Jerrion's Discord of him flirting with another minor and asking her if she's down to call. He would also lie about his age, saying that he recently turned 18 when in reality he's 19. Are you free to call? I'll tell you later, but I have school tomorrow. Got it, no worries. We can talk another time when it works for you. Wait, how old are you, Jerrion? Recently turned 18, what about you? He would also go on to say another lie to the minor, saying that he graduated early. Oh, you're a senior? I'm 15. I graduated early this year, luckily. How? You looked much older. Extra credits. The minor would go on to tell him that she's 41 backwards and she's about to be 51 backwards. And Jerrion says that we can't do anything until you turn 51 backwards. Oh, you don't mind, right? Well, I'm almost 15 in a month. Yeah, I don't care, but we can't do anything blank.
Bro, what the? Until you turn 15? Bro, what's the year difference?
Until you turn.
It's as if the year difference makes it better.
The girl would later on send Jerrion a voice message, and what he says to the voice message is just extremely disgusting. I'm not a baker, but I'll stay up with you to make cream pie. Just utterly disgusting, man. This dude is so weird. Jerrion would go on his Discord to DM one of his friends about the situation. I'm cooked for real. My career's over. Bruh. Hollow's situation was way worse. He watched CSAM. All I did was text. Plus, I didn't even believe she was fully real. I'ma leave it. I got nothing to hide. Now, if you don't know who this Hollow person Jerrion's talking about, Hollow is a popular Looksmaxer TikToker that got caught being a predator by popular YouTuber Gideon. I thought 15 was the statutory legal age, to be honest. That's why I blocked her instantly after, so I really can't get arrested for it. I hope not. Nope, we only texted for a week. I got a huge cortisol spike, but honestly, it's motivation to keep grinding for real. People think I F with minors. I don't. I have too many on my roster at the most. I'll get an ankle monitor. This is my first time hearing somebody say they get motivation or they get inspired to like keep grinding off talking to minors. Like out of all my life, I've never heard nobody say that. Holy shit. Jerrion's friend would later ask if the police got involved. Did they call the feds? Someone already made the police report. I'm sure I'll get cops.
Bro, it's like looking at a bucket of sludge, bro. Holy shit! Every time it's just more and more. Just like, bro, what a fucking bucket, bro. It's just a bucket of shit.
On my doorstep tomorrow. This could either be the beginning of my career or the end. Jerrion would later DM one of his mods from his Discord server saying to ban
Stop having this nigga on my screen, bro. Every time it's like he pops on, bro, it's like. At first, it was, I didn't give a fuck, right? I didn't give a fuck. But it's like, as the video goes on, I think all the stuff is getting said. I'm just like looking like, bro, he looked like, this shit looks a little too personal. Like, this motherfucker is on the other side right now. And it's just me. You know what I'm saying? It's just me. But this shit feels personal as fuck. Like, get this shit off my
screen. That mentions the photos or videos of him talking to the minor. Dude. Ban anyone associated with those AI images / videos talking about minors for real. I got you. I'ma ban everyone who mentions it. We need to reset it. Anyone who talks about it results in a ban. Mentioning it is a ban. It's better I admit to it. I was early 19 when I sent those. I can't get arrested for anything, I don't think. Nothing even happened between us. She's a LARP. Let's talk to Driftle about it. And Jerrion would also go on to make a GoFundMe because of the quote-unquote allegations. And they're not even really allegations because Jerrion admitted to talking to the girl.
He literally just searched up best way to redeem yourself on the internet. I'm telling you, best way to redeem yourself. Bro said he came out, he said, but didn't accept the fact that she was still 15. She's probably a LARP. What? Bro, this is this kind of shit that be breeding sometimes in these environments. It's bad. It's bad.
And I don't get the whole point of this GoFundMe. Why do people have to pay you because you got caught talking to minors? Like, what? Let me just read out the GoFundMe description because it's just so It's so stupid and ridiculous. A innocent man, Jerion Davidson, needs bail paid. He deserves to be let out as many false accusations and allegations have come against him, breaking him down and hurting his mental health. He has been falsely convicted by his haters who were able to bother the cops enough to bully them into getting him. This is just most likely another attempt of Jerion trying to scam his fans and profiting off them like he did with his looks maxing course. And I honestly don't get how people are quote unquote falsely convicted.
See, this is also one of those other things too. When I'm looking at it, like, bro, what do these people do? Who's your family, bro? Does nobody see what's like? Are people just? This was getting created in somebody's home. It's fucking disgusting, dude. Look, bro. This is not me going off of his parents right now. It's just like the whole thing. It's just like, bro, like these things is just like sometimes you gotta think. You don't know what's cooking in your own home. You don't know what's boiling, bro. It's crazy when you look at it. This shit is crazy. Like I'm looking at this right now and I'm like, bro, no parents, like no job. What are you doing? Like what are you doing? I've always wondered how people can move so freely, especially as a guy, how you can move so freely and not have a job, you know what I'm saying? And your parents are not old. Maybe if his parents are old, cool. But most of the time, some of these parents don't even be, I don't know, man.
Him and these are all false accusations when he literally said this on his live stream.
Bro, I'm ready to go.
Yo, Jerry Davidson. No one gives a f about that answer. If the laws was 13, would you go for it?
I mean, if the law was 13, by law, which is what I go. If the law was 13, by
if the law was by law, this is how these sick dickheads, these worthless pieces of shit, look at life, bro. Well, if the law says it, great. The law says it, then it's fine. No. This is in.
Which is what I go by.
Wait, shut up.
Homie, next.
By law, which is what I go by. Would I go for a 13-year-old?
Of course you go by it. It's the justification. It's the justification.
It honestly depends, bro. Some 13-year-olds actually fucking look like 18-year-olds.
Bro.
Jerion would go on to say that he was just down bad and people are weird for switching up on him. Like, what? So, when Jerion gets down bad, he wants to flirt with minors, and people are weird for switching up on him because of that. Like, what? What is it? Oh my gosh, I can't even speak. Like, bro, what is that thinking? He would also go on to say that when people become famous, they usually get predator allegations. Like, bro, you only
like
get
said,
predator allegations if you're just a straight up weirdo and you get exposed for that. Like, there are a bunch of famous people in the world and they're not predators, bro. Like, bro, what is Jerion's thinking, man? Jerion would go on to call the screenshots AI because it was taken out of context or something, which doesn't even make sense. He's just honestly trying to find any excuse in the book to make these screenshots look and sound fake.
I will be honest though, if he was smashing his bones, if he was actually doing that, and it really did cause that sharp chin lineup, that's
It's fake, bro. Lies, yeah, dude, it's fake. We support Jerion. Thanks, bro. I mean, someone's got to support me, bro. I'm one of the bros. Yeah, everyone will switch up when you're down bad. Everyone, I mean, you saw the Holo situation. Everyone, literally all his closest friends are switched up on him, and they're trying to like gain clout off of the situation. So it goes to show when you're really down bad, you can't really trust the people closest to you. I mean, also, what is happening in your court? They all saying kind of crazy shit about you being a ped. Yeah, they can say what they want. I mean, all of the fake allegations that are going around, it's nonsense.
Like, there's no way he afforded that.
But that's what's happening to people who try to get famous. Like, happens all the time. So, only thing you can do is dodge the allegations, and hope that you're protected by some sort of angels, because these people
it's like even he don't believe it himself.
say
Like,
absolutely
what the fuck am I
anything
saying?
and everything.
Dude, is this how
to
far
gain
I'm
fame,
falling?
attention, or money? It's AI. Yeah, it's completely taken out of context.
Look how he keeps
I'm
changing
just
every
saying
time
it's
he's
AI
body, every time he
generated.
lies. Every time he fucking lies, it just comes in kind
Someone
of like
would send a
weird
police report about
swish, and it's
Jerion,
like,
but nothing has happened. The best thing to do is just don't associate with Jerion. Jerion is a pretty sad case. He seemed like a normal kid and a decent guy before joining the looks maxing community, and it has truly done irreversible damage, not only to his face, but to his life as well. But this was the story of Jerion, TikTok's looks maxing predator. I'll see you guys in the next one, and peace.
I think I do want to W video to all these people too. W videos, good videos, everybody. Much appreciated to you guys. Much appreciated to you guys. To Topmon, Maddie Balls Big, and Drifty Speaks. Okay, hell yeah, man, hell yeah. One thing that is crazy though, one thing that is like crazy when I look back at it. Then like I'm not gonna watch that. I'm not gonna watch that. But let's take a seat. What's up, rat dog? What's up, rat dog? What's up? What's up, rat dog? What's up? What's up? What's up, pretty boy? You okay? You okay? You had a good sleep? You sleep good? It's funny because we would like to believe, like, I always be like, there's no thought going behind my dog's brain. Bro is surprisingly pretty intelligent. It's pretty intelligent. Pretty boy. Pretty boy. But, yeah, man. Now, I completely forgot my point. But nonetheless, let's go into... we're probably not going to spend too much time. We're not going to spend too much time. And I'm not going to be able to have it up because of what could potentially come up. But one thing I do want to start... I want to look at some different games, right? Oh, shit. We'll figure out where we're gonna put myself. Okay. The reason I want to do this is because I want to. Okay. Can we do all that? That's about as much as we're gonna get. Okay. Okay. All right, I wanted to. The reason I don't have the Steam thing going on, couldn't I just block it? Couldn't I just block it? Let me see. Give me a second. If it is the case, because at least you'll have something to be able to look at. Steam setting, then privacy profile, friends and family. Okay, I'm just trying to see if I can. I actually don't know where the nudity censor option is. I'm actually not sure. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Because I'm actually not sure. Alright, shit. I can exit off of that. Current. Just preference account details. Store preferences. There we go. Mature content. That's I don't know. Like what is some section like what is disable all that. The problem is like when it comes to this, it's like some sexually nudity. I'll play with it. Because obviously if there's a little bit of like titties and ass, that's fine. Like I don't know what some nudity is considered. Like is some nudity considered like some ass from the male and the female? Is that the case? We should be good on that one. But not as a primary focus. Okay, we can do that. We can do that. We can do that. We can do that. And then we will need to save anything, or does it automatically lock in the queue? Yeah, hell no, don't filter out profanity search options. This is my library. Damn, you can really, there's really a lot of, I've never played with this setting before. It's really a lot. All right, let me close that and then let me test it out. We should be good. Okay, should be good. Give me 1 second. We're just going to. Okay, let's see. Expand it up really quick. Home. All right, cool. Cool. Yeah, all right, it's looking good. All right, cool. All right, let's just peruse the Steam thing. See, we're not gonna do it for too long, but I do want to look into some of the Steam games. If you guys are watching too, man, much appreciate you guys for watching, man. Much appreciate you guys for watching. Surprisingly, I only own this game. Have these wish listed yet on wish list. All right. No, I'm not into those type of games. Let's see. Nah. Huh, maybe. But let me see. I'm trying to figure out like what would be a good because this is also kind of like a thing for me as well. So I can get into put me in more like a more appealing spot. Okay. Because I also want to find something that it could that like maybe will like dip my toes into it, like dip my toes into like a new genre or category. I'm like, okay, I wouldn't have expected that, you know? I wouldn't have expected that to be. Yeah, I do have Borderlands wish listed. I strictly only have it wishlisted because of this girl right here. I love the fact that you can, you know, I love playing. I love playing like wizard based type characters in games as much as possible. If it can get close to magic or remotely close to like magic in some sense, that's what I'm down to do. Hollow Knight, hell yeah, hell yeah. Damn, Destiny shutting down too. I want to. Are they making the game playable offline? I'm getting a little distracted. I'm getting distracted because if they're making it playable offline, then I will buy the game for sure. For sure. For sure. All right, let's see. Case solved. Top sellers, no. Where's the categories at? Categories. First person hidden object. Second shooter. Fuck it, let's test it out. Oh, let me make sure you guys can see my game. This shit's never coming out. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. Almost certain this game's never coming out. This game could be a complete miss. I just never got this game because I realized that it's just not my type of game. I thought it would look cool. But you know, it's just not me. That hurts. I just gotta remove these. This one, excited for. Probably never gonna come though. Gotta be real. Look how long I've had some of these in here for. V Rising. Once again, I think it's a game that I want to be able to like because of the idea. I think it's like I'm waiting for something. This game I'm gonna end up removing. I don't know why the fuck I still have this. Wasn't what I expected. I wanted I didn't know it was a boss rush kind of thing, you know, kind of game. Avowed, kind of the same thing. It's just kind of like one of those games where it's just like, you know, unfortunate. What might I like it? Maybe, but I think the game's stopped receiving content anyway. This game right here, cannot wait for the full release. In fact, this is probably a game that I'm actually going to end up buying in the near future. And we'll end up playing it. This right here, once again, just a magic type game, but not sure. I'm not sure. Something about it. For some reason, I don't know. So all these games I'm on the edge about buying. This one. What the hell is this? When did I have this shit? Huh. That don't look that bad. So, what's this one? I think I was just excited about that game. Probably not going to get. I might like it. Told you, Borderlands 4. Can't wait for this game. Hopefully it's good. Once again, just can't wait for this game. I should just get the game because it looks fun as fuck. Can't wait for this. Literally can't wait for this. I'm fucking hype. Just not into the to buy the game. Simple as that. Just simple as that. If I were to get any, I'd be cheap most of the time. What the fuck? Huh. That actually looks fun. This is from another one of my games, and I just recently found this game too. Looks fucking sick. Not a bad haul, right? I would say so. Despite most of the games I'm probably never gonna buy. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's continue. Let's go to. Let's see. Let's just test out the first person shooter category. You know what I'm saying? I think I rushed into this one a little too quick. I bought the System Shock Remark. I jumped into that one a little quick because I was really. This is like I was going down like a period of like really enjoying what was it? Really enjoying immersive sims to realize there's not like many that like really fit my that I really like. You know what I'm saying? But let's do adventure, fuck it. I probably won't. I most likely won't play this on stream. but it does look like. I'm just trying to see if this game, if I would even like it. Okay. Okay. Oh, let me go to the game. Is that what it is? Let me see. There we go. This one here. We will be playing all of these. I wonder if there's like yeah, we're gonna play all these. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We're gonna add that to cart. Continue shopping. I seen the game like drastically dropped off apparently in quality. Because I was looking when I told you guys the last stream that I was gonna be getting this game. We'll see. We'll see. See, like it started dropping off right here. But we'll add it to the cart. And then hopefully by the time I'm holding off on it, it would just. Oh, that's 3. Here's 2. Okay. Again, looks fun. Looks fun. Cart. Oops, sorry about that. And then over time we will either we'll buy the first one, see how we feel. Then if we like the first one, then we should be able to get into the second one as well. But here we go. All right. Get rid of that. Okay, let's see. That's one of those type of games. And then what else we got? What's this? The Mound of Cthulhu. This could be cool. I'm not looking for like anything too intense though. Not looking for anything too intense. Let's see. I'm good. What kind of game? Oh, player co-op one. Nah. Over time, maybe. Maybe once we start making more. Maybe once we start making more connections, we'll do this. No. I do want to eventually play like all. I do want to eventually go to like the Resident Evil franchise, but I'm only gonna do that once I want to do because I want to actually do that with like a bigger audience, you know, because I want to do some fun stuff with that. Aspire 2. That's not my type of game. You're not first. We must just be in the top sellers. Must be in the top sellers. Here we go. Should we? High ignored games. Let's try indie games. Fuck it. And then we'll just go down that list. Indie. No. I first these two games right here for some reason I feel like they're probably fun to an audience. I feel like it's one of those games where I might just waste money getting, you know what I'm saying, compared to a lot of other shit that I have. Oh, actually I wanted to charge my other side. Was it this one? What side was it? My bad. Sorry about that, guys. I just wanted to see what one of my side because I think it died. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. We'll just have it charged for a little bit then. All right, cool. Cool. No. Yeah, I was expecting overwhelmingly positive. It was like a fun game. I'm not gonna lie, honestly, I really want to find some like kind of like some of those like fun hidden gem kind of like immersive sim kind of games. Mega Bonk. I think it's like a 3D version. I think that's the game that's like the 3D version of Vampire Survivors. Once Human, sure. I could definitely play that. Ooh. Why not, man? Why not? Wish list. Oh no, sorry. Oh fuck. Did I? Yeah, here we go. Get the cart. Continue shopping. Okay, cool. Obviously I know that's just a popular game. Buckshot Roulette, no. Nope. It's interesting because I've never really spent the time to like really go through Steam, like the Steam thing, and like really try to like really look for games. It's either I'm looking for like what's most popular, or maybe I'll watch. Like, in fact, if you like I said, if you guys really want to like watch like some good like get some like good game suggestions, I do advise at least trying, like I said, turn off your YouTube search history and just going into a raw blank YouTube. To do it on the phone, I'm not sure how. I think you just gotta clear your cache and your cookies, your cache. I say cache, but your cache on your YouTube. Sign out, and then try to clear it again to actually get like an unfiltered YouTube. If you want to do it on the normal YouTube on thing, just clear your browser history, not browser history, clear your cache history. And then on YouTube, you'll be able to get like, you'll once again be able to go into there and just like get raw, just like the whatever recommendations YouTube would recommend somebody who first started on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? And to just search up like a specific game or something like that, the more vague the search, they honestly sometimes like the higher quality of video you're gonna get. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. What else? That's why my thing is turned off. Well, it's turned off because I'd rather just watch the people that I'm subscribed to. Nope. My summer car. Into the Gungeon. Extremely difficult. I struggle with this game for some reason. I could never get past a certain level. It was one of those games I just could never get past. Ooh, that could be fun. Is it? It don't like French slop. It just looks like well, EA, fuck out of here. Shopping 2018. Okay. Let's see. Like I said, just adding. Let me mention some of the games that I have. Let's see. What we'll do is when we check out, we'll check on something. Here we go. Is that an appealing location? No, that looks fucking awful. It is what it is. Anything else? Anything else? Curse mark? Sharingan. Maybe a little fun game offline. I'm trying to find like some dope, deep, dark shit. Let me see if I can. Oops, tripping. Let's see. No. Could simulator be simulation? Rust is considered a simulation game. Interesting. I would never have thought. I would never have thought. One thing I want to let you guys know too, if you ever wonder how like some of these YouTubers do like some of these like cool edits and stuff like that, it's not with Gary's mod, but it is with Gary's mod, if you know what I mean. So like if you see like one of those YouTubers do like a really cool segment for those who may not have known, like it's like a really cool animated segment or something like that. I think you use like Gary's mod, like animating or modding kit or something like that. But just something to give you guys a heads up if you like that kind of stuff. Power wash. Like I'm looking for something like this, something like buckshot roulette, you know, a little bit more toned, but also kind of like ooh, you know, not scary but nice, you know what I'm saying. Not a fan of I like the art style, but I'm not a fan of the anime pinch that they added to it. 100% honest with you guys. No. Creature Kitchen. Custom order made. Wayman. That's the thing, man. This is all these games right here, right? All these games right here. And as a developer, you gotta be like, sometimes you gotta be like looking through this and like seeing people do shit like this. You gotta be like looking at it and be like, damn, they just skipped past my game. They just skipped past my game. You know what I'm saying? I think there's just too many factors at play. You know what I'm saying? I think there's just too many factors at play. Fuck is this? Oh. This shit looks terrifying. I know this is that game. What is it? I've seen online about the game, but like I said, I think that's one of those things. Like I said, I just watch people rather than actually play it. But I want to experience something new with you guys. So I haven't watched enough of those to like remember exactly what happened, but I do know about. I am aware of it. And I think that'd be doing y'all a disservice. You know what I'm saying? I think I want to experience you guys with things. Do you remember when this game was blowing up? Holy shit. This game was everywhere for a small period of time. Like a lot of these like friend games, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them. Five Nights at Freddy's. Nah, actually not a clue. I'm good. What's this? How about that game? Just be like these, like a lot of these games that I'm showing you guys right now. It kind of probably be like these little like fun off things that I kind of record for you guys. Chernobyl. Damn, game is cheap right now. With the bundle to the cart. Continue shopping. And then we'll add those games to the list. like I said, I watch people play that game. So, would the scares still get me? Absolutely, because I don't remember a thing about it. But it's just like, once again, it's just like that small linger, like, oh yeah, you've done this before. It's like, fuck, man, I just wasted my money to watch this guy do something that he's already done before, you know. Hail the orb. I gotta go buy a PS5 too. I gotta get. That just reminded me. See a GT up there. I gotta go buy one. Dismantle. Mind over magic. The hell is this? Hell no. Hell no. House party. Nope. Interesting. Sorry. It's when you, like I said, there's so many games. Sometimes you just blank out and you just, like, you know, you scroll. But I think for now, no. Like I said, I also don't want scary games. Like these games. Hold up. Okay. All right, cool. I feel like the games that I do have, at least in the cart right now, pretty solid. I've never, like I said, I've seen about this game, never got the chance to play it, but we're gonna work our way up. So we'll first start off with this game right here, the Lucas, the franchise. What the hell am I doing? The hell was that? Okay. And then I feel like having one there is a little bit counterintuitive. Play is why I'm so tired. Franchise, is that how you spell that? Hell no. Let's see. Oops. Okay. Couldn't spell. My life depended on it. Franchise. And then we just have the next game. I'll probably do Not Human. I'll think about it. But I do want to build up to this game right here. And then I spelled that wrong. Sorry about that. Same game to play. And then, what the hell? And then we throw that down right there. And then from there, and then we'll hold off. Then we'll hold off on these. We'll hold off on these two for the time being, because I get looks like that one's like I gotta play with somebody, so I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to do that. At least if I find somebody, of course. All right, ladies and gentlemen. For the time being, that's about it. Like I said, that was just something light. Just something light. Like I said, I still want to find a few more games, but for the time being, oops, sorry about that. But for the time being, I do want to, like I said, just kind of get back into the gaming thing. And then, other than that, that should be all. Nothing too big, nothing too fancy. Like I said, just some light stuff. And then we'll call it a day from there, all right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. Ugh, I don't like that. Appreciate you guys for watching, man. Appreciate you guys for watching. Seriously, you know, means a lot. Getting views here and there. It's weird. Like I said, it's definitely weird. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you could watch anybody, but you decide to watch my weird ass. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But for the most part, love you guys. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.